Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another spontaneous and random edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you once again for tuning in with me. I know it's been some time once again since I have conducted a broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. The only reason I don't do these as frequently is because I, don't get inspired, so to speak. You look at all the filth, all the absolute just horrific sight that is modern-day America. And I find it hard at times to find the passion and the ambition that I usually do. Everybody who listens to this program knows that I have passion and I have an ambition to try to convey and provide some sort of commentary on the moral and just violent depravity of America. I mean, we talk about it on a consistent basis here in this program. Whether you listen to me live or in the archive, folks, always know that the commentary that I provide on this program is real, and it's American, it's conservative. I mean, all I'm trying to do is provide commentary on subject matters that used to be the social norms of America. I remember when a family used to be constructed of a man and a woman who used to raise children. None of this divorce and multiple divorce. Now you got single-parent families are now the majority of the day, folks. And everybody's just sitting back, having a great time out here. We're in the Christmas season. And instead of actually focusing on the impending danger, and I'm not trying to be a hyper-sensationalist, folks. I mean, if you can't see the writing on the wall for something very precarious happening here within the near future, then I don't know where in the blue hell you have been in America. Single-parent families are the majority of the day. You've got most of the American people in this entitlement system. They're out here on their knees begging for their own socialism right now. They're saying, please give me another stimulus package check, please. And now you've got an administration in the White House that is already proposing, or it's at least it's an option on the table, for about 4 or 5 stimulus package checks to be distributed out within the next 2 to 3 years. And people are encouraging this. They're like, yes, this is a great idea. This isn't a great idea, folks. And this is why, I have a hard time trying to continue to do these broadcasts, because I feel that I get more criticism than I do any type of positive commentary or positive response, so to speak. I get all kinds of hate mail, folks. You couldn't even believe. From feminists, from liberal long hairs, from nut jobs, from nut cases. I've got all kinds of people emailing me up all kinds of malarkey. But the only reason I come up on here and continue to do this broadcast, folks, is because, look, I'm a true conservative. I lived this conservative lifestyle my entire life. And I'm going to sit here and just watch America flush itself down the proverbial toilet? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Now, up until this past election over here, I was a lifelong Republican. Everybody knows that. The beginning of this particular program, the original title of this program was True Conservative Republican Radio. And for those of you that have been with me that far back, thank you very much for listening. But I saw the writing on the wall, folks. right when they nominated John McCain, a blatant liberal, an unapologetic liberal. I mean, somebody who basically put the Republican Party into the new liberal feminist age out here, folks. And if you're one of these minions that are out here failing to see what happened in the Republican Party, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're trying to make up your own reality out here, but I saw what happened. And if you don't believe me, you take a look in the archives. The Republican Party had been hijacked by liberals and feminists, and I denounced it. I took it off as the name of the damn broadcast name. I took it off. No references to Republicans whatsoever. Because I'm a conservative, damn it. All right? I'm a conservative. I'm not some ass clown who's out here, oh, I'm a liberal and I'm a feminist, and, oh, single-parent families are the majority of the day, and that's a great thing. It's a great thing that single-parent families are the majority. That's what these liberals think, folks. That's what these feminists think. It's sick. So I denounced the Republican Party, and I've been smelling the stench of liberalism and feminism ever since then. It's infected the minds of everybody in America. Not only in America, but in the westernized communities all over the world. You got 75% divorce rates in Australia, 70% divorce rates in Germany. You've got this single-parent epidemic happening in these countries also. And what are we doing? We're just sitting by thinking, oh, don't worry about it. It's just social evolution. That's what the liberals and the feminists are forcing us to believe with this ridiculous nonsense. And we sit here and we take it. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that tirade, folks, but this is why I fail sometimes to get the ambition to come up on here to do an online broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, folks. Sometimes when I provide this commentary, I don't think anybody's listening. Half the time, I think people are just sitting there tickling their ass cracks, thinking it's a great day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, for Christ's sake. Instead of looking at the problems that are in their very beady eyes. And what are the problems, folks? What are the problems here in America? Well, by God, it's liberalism and it's feminism. That's the problem, folks. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody just wants to call this true conservative, yours truly right here, and anybody who thinks like me, a damn kook. But read the writing on the wall, you lab rats. Understand how our society is taking a step back in a variety of different fashions. We're bowing down to our own socialism, for Christ's sake. We're wiping our ass with the Constitution, you morons. The Constitution is a very sacred document, but what's unfortunate is we got a feminized and liberal public education system that fails to teach our children what that document represents. This government is made for the people and by the people. But if the people are falling asleep at the wheel, who is going to be in charge of this government? Who's going to be in charge if we have an ill-educated public who doesn't know how to participate in this bureaucracy of power, this bureaucracy of government that dictates everything they do in their lives? Well, you're looking at it. You're seeing the consequence of who's taking control. And it's these multinational corporations. It's these scumbags that have gave America the finger a long time ago. And you know what kind of ideology they're using to mess with your minds and make you think that this is somehow some sort of progress? Liberalism and feminism, folks. And I'm telling you this right now, that's the way it is. And for all you folks and you liberal long hairs and all you other ass clowns that are out there disagreeing with me, sitting there PO'd because you don't agree with me, with all due respect, you don't know your ass from your elbow. All right? Liberalism and feminism has infected the minds of America and most people in the westernized world. And let me tell you something else. everybody who's going to disagree with me doesn't have actual substance to put on this debating table, folks. They have no substance. If you take a look at the archives of my shows, any of my commentary, I provide substance upon substance upon substance on the debating table. I mean, it's just all up on your lap. It makes you want to just stand back in awe. But when you ask a liberal, why don't you justify your perspective on this ridiculous ideology? Why don't you give us some substance to this ridiculous feminist notion? They can't. They cannot do it. All they can do is resort to methods of agitation, which were invented by Karl Marx worshiping communists, okay? All these red herrings, all these logical fallacies, all these ridiculous personal attacks, this is the crux of the substance of the liberal or the feminist, folks. I mean, if you want substance to what I provide or the commentary I provide on this program, you just go take a look outside and look around you. Take a good whiff of it. Smell it. Get it real deep in that nostril of yours. Let it float around in your head. And once you understand that what we're seeing here in modern-day America was not meant to be, well, then maybe you can come on my debating table, you piece of trash. Because if not, then you're a part of the problem. Anyway, folks, sorry to go off on that tirade. We're here for as long as this show keeps flowing, so to speak. I'm going to continue to be on here. If you have anything to chime in on, give me a call, 646-652-4869. If you happen to be one of these liberal long hairs, these tree huggers, these bulldyke feminists, or any of you people that are trying to disagree with me, that all you're going to do is personally attack me, or whatever the case might be, you grow yourself a pair, and you give me a call, 646-652-4869. Give me a call. This is true conservative radio, folks, and everybody knows that who listens to my show and listens to my podcast, everybody knows I'm a conservative, all right, first and foremost. I don't believe in this Democrat-Republican crap anymore. It's garbage. It's the same crap, different plate, folks. Anyway, folks, I think we've got a caller here, and I've been going off on a tirade. I'm actually going to get into some other subject matters that are the title of this program, but we got a lot of time to kill here, and I would definitely like to take some callers because usually, and according to half the email that I get on a consistent basis, and I scare people from calling in. Oh, I'm afraid to call in, Ghost. That's the problem. You're afraid to look at the reality that's in your eyes, you stupid-ass clown. That's what you're afraid of. And this is why sometimes I'm critical about the American public. That's why I'm very critical about the American public, how they could just sit there on their thumbs and watch people wipe their asses with the Constitution. Just watch America just wither away like it was some distant memory, for Christ's sake. And they're just sitting there enjoying it, thinking it's a great day for heaven's sake. Anyway, we've got a caller here from the 647 area code. Let me see if we can put them on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on?
Favorite. Where have you been?
What are you talking about?
You're
where
up
I've
and
been?
running as usual.
Yeah.
Slow down, buddy. You want to maybe lay down?
You see, this is what I'm talking about out here. You see, I'm actually trying to provide decent commentary out here, and here we've got, people that are probably on, who in the hell knows what. They're all bombed out of their minds, and they call up here and they use this as a venue to say, oh, let's just go ahead and agitate the conservative. All right? I mean, he's exposing us. I mean, us liberals, us feminists, we can't really combat, his substance. They can't do it. I mean, how are they going to justify the liberal, mainstream, feminist-induced media just completely bombarding us with sexual depravity and violence? I mean, how can they justify that? How can they justify single-parent families being the majority of the day? They can't justify it, folks, so they're not even going to talk about it. They're not even going to mention it. They're just, throwing it in the back burner, putting it in the closet, and hope nobody goes in there or exposes it. See, that's what my commentary does, folks. That's why I come up on here as often as I can, even though these shows are, random and sporadic. That's why I come up on here in hopes that whether you agree or disagree with, most or all of my commentary, at least let the commentary go into your head and analyze it and understand and try to relay it to your everyday life, to your everyday observations. That's all I'm saying, folks. But you see, we've got stupid liberal agitators. We got stupid ass clowns on, bombed out of their minds, and, who in the hell knows what they're doing, getting on here, trying to sing songs and, sound like they're, going cuckoo on who in the hell knows what chemical. But this is America, folks. This is the America that you idiots have induced because of your own stupidity, all right? And this is why I'm critical. This is why I am critical of the American public. You see all these bad things that are happening to us right now. It's your fault, you morons. It's your fault. Look, at least if you were trying, all right, if you were out there trying to do something in your community, if you were out there trying to make this world a better place, well, then maybe I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the idiots that are out here shoveling food down their gullet like a damn garbage disposal. They're out here trying to live beyond their means. They're trying to get a $350,000 house, a $50,000 car, $10,000 watch, all this ridiculous horse crap that they can't even afford, instead of actually being at the wheel from day one. Because this government was made by the people, for the people. But the people have fallen asleep at the wheel, and this is the result that you have, you idiots. This is the result. And look at them. They have submitted to their own serfdom, their own socialism. They're out there on their knees right now. Please give me another stimulus package check, please. It's garbage, folks. This is not America. And this is why I am critical of the American public sometimes. And you see, I get a lot of emails out here that, oh, Ghost, how dare you? How could you be so critical of the American public? Look, the American public sucks. All right? And if you get all butthurt about that, I don't care if I lose ratings. I don't care. It needs to be said. You had that stupid prostate-infected John Turncoat McCain, that blatant liberal, talking all this, straight talk, talking all that garbage. I'm giving you straight talk. All the crap that we're seeing right here in America has a lot to do with the person standing in the mirror right in front of you every morning. You didn't do anything. And now we've got multinational corporations who have ruined America. They've sent the means of production outside of the United States. They've allowed 30 million illegal immigrants to come into the country and lower the cost of labor. And they use this liberal and feminist guise behind it that, it's a humanitarian thing. We've got to let them in. They do jobs that nobody else wants. That's horse crap. People are getting laid off like it's going out of style out here. People would take any type of a job, and you know what? All the jobs are gone, folks. They're all gone because the multinational corporations took control of a government that was made for the people, by the people, and now we're just sitting there with our pecker shafts in our hand, not knowing what the hell to do. And I know some of you people, some of you folks get upset with me because I'm so critical. I'm so critical about, you're just too critical about the American public. Ghost, you shouldn't talk that way. It hurts people's feelings. I don't care if it hurts people's feelings, folks. It needs to be said out here. All right? I love America. I love what it represented. Because it doesn't represent that anymore. And if you think it does, you're an idiot. I love the Constitution, the damn Constitution. All right? Don't you understand that that document gave man unalienable rights that were not accorded to him prior to that document? You morons. Don't you understand that? And you people, you walk around, you think it's just so great out here, don't you? Just as long as they provide some sort of technological widget that'll work for about 6 to 8 months so they can market you another one, oh, everything's okay. It makes me sick to my stomach. This is why sometimes, let me tell you something, this is why sometimes I have a hard time coming up on this Blog Talk Radio network and trying to do these random sporadic broadcasts of true conservative radio. Because, like, as you heard from that stupid, retarded last caller that just called up and tried to be cute and thought that it was a great day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood to agitate the conservative because I'm telling the damn truth out here. This is the kind of response I'm getting, folks, because liberalism and feminism has infested the minds of America. It's the majority out here. These people have stopped thinking, and you want to know why? Because we have a public education system that has been hijacked by the damn feminists and the liberals. We have a government-run education system that doesn't even teach the damn children how to participate in their government. I'm telling you, folks, this is what disgusts me. I mean, I'm sick. I mean, I'm depressed. I'm a conservative, damn it! I'm a conservative! I don't want single-parent families being the majority of the day out here. I don't want women shitting out 6 or 7 kids from 6 or 7 different fathers. I don't want to see the children being manipulated by the liberal and feminist media. I want to shield the children from the sexual depravity and the violence that comes into our television sets every single day of our lives. I'm a conservative, damn it! I'm sorry, folks. I know that I'm getting a little upset here, and I know that there's some people that, say to me, well, just calm down, Ghost. Just calm down. I can't calm down. I walk outside, I can't calm down. I go to the grocery store, I go to the shopping mall. And what do you see? You see the very result of our own dumbing down. And it's absolutely disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to take a few calls. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Well, we got a caller here from the 928 area code. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty loud program, but I understand the frustration. I feel the same way in a lot of ways, if you know what I mean.
Well, hey, it's just I'm sick of it. I mean, I'm sitting here watching the destruction of America happen, and everybody is getting popcorn or some crap.
I definitely would agree with you. One thing I had a question on was, have you ever heard of the New World Order?
The New World Order, I've heard of, this various underworld media that's suggesting that there is a group of people that are somehow conspiring for global domination of some sort. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically in a nutshell. And the way that that I agree with everything that you're saying. You call them the feminists, and I can't remember the other one, but
the liberals.
And you call them potato, I call them potato. You know what I mean? I happen to call them the New World Order creatures. You call them the feminists and the liberals, which they're all three of them, if you know what I mean.
So you're saying that, look, I don't ever go into the subject matter of this New World Order. Anytime anybody mentions it, everybody all of a sudden gets all butthurt, and, they don't even want to hear about it. But I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead.
That's because, they, like you were saying, they're dumbed down into thinking that, in a lot of ways, people's first reaction to any subject is what they've been told how to react to it. You know what I mean? So when you hear the New World Order, don't automatically assume that it's some underworld conspiracy, because it's a real thing. If you can't recognize that it's a real thing, that then you can't understand how much of a threat it is to our sovereignty and our freedoms.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it's more of an authoritarian. Well, I think it's authoritarian in nature, but I think it's ideological. I definitely don't think that it's going to be some 1984 George Orwell type of idea. I think that what's going to happen, though, is that the feminists and the liberals are going to utilize the whole concept of political correctness to subjugate the masses. They've already done so thus far. And they're going to do it even more by passing ridiculous laws, and they're already, you got the environmental wing of this liberal nutjob cult society already talking about taxing us for breathing, because they're saying that our, carbon dioxide that we breathe out, which plants and trees breathe in exchange for oxygen to us, might I add, but they're going to go ahead and charge us for breathing. And you see, this is the sick, twisted mind of the liberal and the feminist, and it needs to be out there. I don't think, and you see, this is where I disagree with some of the people that believe that there's some sort of conspiracy by a consortium of secret characters that are going to manipulate world domination. I think it's a lot more ideology, or about ideology, and it's about an ideological battle, because we're seeing it. I mean, people are just on their knees right now, just begging for their own socialism. They're submitting to feminism, and what's funny to me is that these feminists and these liberals, they talk this tolerance talk all the time, and once you start questioning their particular ideas or their ideology or the root foundations of their principles, all of a sudden they utilize nothing but methods of agitation and personal attacks, which are classic examples of authoritarian roots, which are, Karl Marx in nature.
Yeah. Like you were saying with the socialism, look what Obama's looking to bring to the table. I saw a video interview on, I don't know, YouTube or my MySpace or some kind of comment or something, where some reporter was down south somewhere, I think it was Louisiana, and she had a black chick on the show, and she was asking her, why did she love Obama as much as she did? And her response was, well, now I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay for my cell phone and how I'm going to buy my clothes, because she's actually under the impression that this socialist regime that's going to take office in January, that basically everything that you need is going to be given to you by the state. And if you ask me, I don't want anything from the state, but we are heading for socialism where everything is going to be given to us by the state.
Absolutely, and I can definitely see the writing on the wall for that. I mean, you've got people right now on their knees, and I said this earlier in the show, they're on their knees for their own socialism, and they're begging for another stimulus package check, and you've got this administration already outlining, some sort of template to, provide 5 or 6 stimulus package payments for the next 2 years. And people are embracing this. They're saying, oh, yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and bow down to socialism, the thing we were fighting, not too long ago. We're just going to go ahead and just give into it.
I know. People tend to forget that Nazi was short for National Socialism.
I agree.
When the state controls everything in your life, it does almost bring you back to the Orwellian state, but it's not a good thing. You lose all your freedoms for everything that is given to you by the state. You lose the freedom of choice. So let's say you're 70 years old and you need medication just to keep you alive. Well, they create a crisis where you can't afford that medicine because of insurance bullshit and all that stuff. But now you have to rely on the state to give you your medicine to keep you alive. And you know how everybody embraced socializing medicine, and now we're going to do health care and basically everything else.
It's very scary for the future, and I'm glad you bring some of these things up. I bring these things up on the program all the time, but very rarely do I ever get calls up that actually understand what's going on around them. A lot of it's a lot of, liberal agitation, a bunch of ridiculous banter, stuff that's already been fed through the mainstream medias. If it doesn't coincide with their stupid boob tube reality, they don't even want to have nothing to do with it anymore. And that's what's a shame about America. We've been dumbed down. The liberals and the feminists have hijacked every bureaucratic mechanism of government, and this is why I say it's ideological. This is why sometimes I get emails from people that study the, or what do they call the alternative media folks, if you know what I'm talking about, these Alex Joneses and these, these types of folk. what I'm so critical about their perspective of what they're seeing, they think it's just the military is gonna come in from out of the sky. They're gonna come in. They're gonna pull guns on us. I just don't think it's like that. I think it's gonna be more subtle. It's gonna be with more stealth, and I don't think that there could ever be any kind of global order, so to speak. I mean, you just can't do it. I mean, you've got the cultural thing that you've got to mess with. You've got the religious thing that you've got to mess with. You've got, I mean, there's just too many factors. Nationalist. So, I mean, there's a lot of, cracks in the whole NWO theory, in my view. But I do think it's ideological in nature that, as far as the United States is concerned, and maybe most westernized countries, that the idea or the ideology of feminism and liberalism could be used to subjugate America, and not only subjugate America, but to wither away the Constitution and other things that we've come to know and love. And people are doing it willingly, based on ideas, based on the ideology instead of the substance.
Well, let me ask you this then. I understand, because most of the people that, because I do believe in that there is such thing as a New World Order, and most of the people that I talk to, they tell you the truth, most of them they still watch TV every day, so you know what I mean. They don't
Certainly.
want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, but for the people that I am close with, that aren't completely convinced about it, they have the same concerns as yourself, and they do feel that the way that you do feel, as far as something is happening. This shit is crashing, as far as society. Like you were saying, go to your local Walmart, take a look around at the people. Are you telling me that those are the people that you actually care about? And these are the people that make up your community. How sad is that? You know what I mean? These people, they couldn't be any further from what, you would want the people of your community to be like. These people, they're on welfare. They got 6 kids with 6 different fathers. They got, mixed-race children and no morals, probably not religious and, all that shit. But there's definitely something going on, and it's not going the good way, if you know what I mean.
Well, no, it's definitely not going the good way, but you see, once again, we go back to the ideological debate. It's ideas that are making people willingly do this. I mean, if we look at domination in the historical and empirical evidence, when we look at history, we understand that through force, no dictator or king or emperor was ever able to suppress the people based on just pure force. They have to somehow make the people, so to speak, bow voluntarily. And in my view, I think in America at least, I'm not saying that this is some New World Order conspiracy, but I definitely know that there is some sort of nefarious ideological. I'm very close to calling it a revolution. I mean, you got an ideological revolution out here that's happening in people's minds because everybody's too dumbed down. We've got a liberal mainstream media who are bombarding us with all these ridiculous images, horrific images. I mean, you got the mainstream news media just saying that we're just nothing but pathetic animals. We're garbage. We're nothing. I mean, this goes down the atheist perspective. I mean, atheism. And this is why we have evolution, all of a sudden being taught to our children in schools. They're trying to devalue humanity to the point where, it's okay, we can go ahead and just, this goes back to authoritarian roots. This goes back to communism and secularist government and ideas like this. These people, I'm telling you, it's based on ideas. And, I believe me, I've watched all the New World Order, characters that are out here putting out films and videos. I've known about Alex Jones back when he was getting arrested in Austin, Texas in the 90s and that sort of thing. But what they're failing to understand, in my personal opinion, is that this is not a global thing. I mean, there's just no way at this point, given the fact that there's just too many divides to go through in an attempt to try such a ambitious attempt at a global order, so to speak. I mean, I think that it can be done on a national scale. I mean, nationalists have been able to dictate countries for years. And don't get me wrong, I definitely think that we're about to be some kind of dictatorship or let me just, I don't know, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to put myself on the record on that, but I definitely tell you this, that the American Constitution and America as we know it is no longer. And, I just think that we better start understanding this and start preparing for this. And once it starts coming around our faces, and finally the mainstream media tells us that this is finally implementing, hopefully, people will remember these conversations.
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, if you look at the chat room, it looks like we've probably quadrupled the amount of listeners now. It sounds like they're hearing something they like. But have you heard of the Bilderberg Group? Are you familiar with that is?
I've heard of all of it. I'm telling you, the Bilderberg Group, CFR, and don't get me wrong, I can completely agree. But this is based on economics. Economics. Okay, go ahead.
If it's based on economics, well, you understand the whole farce with the Federal Reserve, right? How we borrow the money from them and then we have to pay interest. I
completely understand about all that. But my point is that I can understand that multinational corporations, and I've talked about this on my show, these people have given, and bankers and everybody have given America the finger a long time ago. We've just allowed them to do that, but they cannot establish global order by force just based on economics. Now,
no, we're going to ask for it. We're going to ask for it. That's how clever they are. Anytime that you give up anything that you would never normally give up, you can't take it by force. We're going to ask for it. Look at the Patriot Act. We asked for it.
Absolutely, I agree.
If they try to force that stuff on us, we would have said, go, get out of here. But we asked for it, and so when anything is going to happen, this whole economic bullshit, everything going on today, like you're saying, the liberals and the feminists, they represent us somehow, and they asked for it, whether we want it or not, like this bailout with the banks. We asked for it, supposedly, even though, 95% of America said, go fist yourself, they still passed it anyways. These people that we put in charge, they don't give a shit about us.
And you know what? I believe you're Resistance, right?
Yeah.
Is that your name, Resistance?
Yeah.
Well, Resistance, I've been talking about this for about a year, 2 years, something of that nature, ever since I got on the Blog Talk Radio Network. But what I disagree with you about is this whole notion that somehow these people are going to somehow have the whole entire world in the palm of their hands. And this is why I believe that people like Alex Jones and other such characters in this alternative media community are doing nothing but a disservice to the people that they claim that they're trying to help. They're doing nothing but fear-mongering. They're doing nothing but not providing any kind of solutions or even understanding the problem why. All right, I mean that's what I have a problem with. That's why I don't even give them any kind of acknowledgement. I mean, here you got Alex Jones. With all due respect, I don't mean to be picking on the man. I mean, it's a free country. If the man wants to go out and put out a bunch of videos and sell them, and hey, that's what we do. That's the construct of our economic and social system. But to sit here and try to claim that all this is happening, and to be honest with you, if you look at all his videos, in my view, he's given you 5 or 6 different directions to go onto the root foundation of this supposed illusionary NWO, when actually he's not even giving you nothing but a bunch of fear tactics. And in my opinion, and this is what I have deduced from my own research, from my own experiences, from looking at everything around me, from the social interaction of people to the the innovations of technology to the understanding of what people basically define as life now. I mean, you can understand that it is an ideological battle, and in my view, it's not based on anything global. The only thing global about it is our economic system, which that within itself is a completely another debate. The economic system, yeah, it's going global. The means of production, yeah, they're no longer in the United States. But economics, economics is not going to. But economics is not going to through authoritarian power establish order. I don't believe that.
Have you ever heard of Blackwater? They work for money. So if you print money, I mean, they call them mercenaries, really. Anybody that works for money, a military that works for money, they call them mercenaries. That's what Blackwater is, and they're paid to escort all the UN businessmen over there in Iraq and Afghanistan and over in the Middle East. How do you think they get around from convention to convention and hotel to hotel? Is they pay Blackwater to do it. And so, I mean, if you print the money you definitely have some power that comes with that.
I agree. Look, I mean, we can have a Federal Reserve debate on another show, but I completely agree with you. I don't think that the Federal Reserve was an appropriate measure. I believe it was unconstitutional. But to sit here and deem it as the great Satan, I don't think so. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're scumbags or slime balls. Anybody who's affiliated with the banking industry, anybody should take a pee on them. As far as I'm concerned, they're scumbags. But to sit here and say that they are the ones that are the gods of this world that are going to somehow, take over the world and everybody off every continent on every piece of land on the face of the planet is going to be at the point of a gun somewhere and doing what these people say. I just don't believe that's going to happen.
They're all going to ask for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to ask for it. They're going to have a complete crisis. And then, just like everything, they create the crisis and then they give you the solution. So they're going to have a crisis, and the whole world is going to ask the same people who created the crisis for the solution.
So what's going to be the crisis?
Well, I believe that first we'll probably see an economic crash sometime at the beginning of the year, and they'll bring in a world currency, and we'll ask for it because nobody wants to be, no one wants
I called that 2 years ago, man. I know that the economic crash is coming, but what's unfortunate is that there's no global order that's going to happen. What's going to happen is the suppression of the American people and the withering away of American sovereignty. There is no way that any consortium, secret society, cabal, anything that could take over the entire world. I just don't believe that. They can't. There's the cultural divide, the racial divide. I mean, I can go on and on. Nationalist, I can go on and on. There's just no possible way. Religious, spiritual, tribal. I mean, there's just no way that that's going to happen, and that's why, I mean, with all due respect, I understand that maybe you're a part of the alternative media, but that's my biggest criticism about them. With all due respect, I'm glad that you called me up there, Resistance, because I was in a chat room the other day, and it was these 9/11 Truth Movement people. And when I went in there, and I don't agitate anybody, I'm open to all suggestions. I mean, I'm witnessing the destruction of America right before my very eyes. So I'm open to all suggestions. So I go into this chat room and I'm asking these people, hey, I understand. I've watched all the videos. It's, very riveting commentary, very frightful, if you want my personal opinion, DVDs and broadcasts over the Internet. But I want to know, since you think that the end of the world is tomorrow, well, what the hell's the solution? I mean, you got all these characters in the alternative media talking about, the destruction of mankind and a new world order, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Well, what's the solution? I mean, let's say, okay, that's happening. We solved the problem. What's the solution? Some people. Oh, hold on. Let me just finish. I'll allow you to respond because I definitely would like your response, sir. There's some people in the movement, or the alternative media movement, that believe, it's the Federal Reserve, right? And you've already made reference to the Federal Reserve. So if it's the Federal Reserve, well, then what do we do about economics? And if you say, well, okay, we should allow the government to print our money, well, you're saying the government is involved with all this malarkey, so why would we want the government printing out our money? So that means we would have to throw away economics altogether. So you see, with all due respect, Resistance, I just wanted to say that, when I asked this question to these folks in this chat room, they kicked me out. They didn't even want to talk about it. They didn't even want to talk. They kicked me the hell out. And this is the same alternative media group that's talking about freedom and national sovereignty and freedom of speech and that sort of thing. And I was very disappointed. And that's why I don't ever give that part of the persuasion any kind of time or credit on this particular program. Because if we're going to have a debate, we'll have a debate on the ideology. But as far as, talking about, NWO, and you got masonry, you got this, I don't want to talk about that because nobody has any kind of real, not only factual evidence, but, I mean, give me a solution if this is real.
Okay, well, are you familiar with what's going on in Greece right now?
I am very familiar with what's going on in Greece. The damn country's about to topple.
Yeah, that's what we do about it. I mean, these people are fed up with the bullshit that's been going on in their country, basically all the same kind of stuff, and the state went a little too far, and they ended up they shot this some teenager, and basically riots started, and then they brought in the police. And then it started to get ugly. And here we are, we're in the 4th day today. And it's probably going to turn out that these people that are rioting are probably going to get their way. All this stuff that they're sick of their corruption and everything falling to pieces, and they have a worse economy than we do. So they're basically a couple months down the line from us. I think that's where it's probably going to start. And then once that starts, then we can work. I mean, because if we're going to topple the government, then we're going to have a newly installed government, and it's not going to be one of these two puppets that we had back in November.
Okay. Well, let me explain to you what my problem is with that right there. They've tried that many times already. I mean, do you remember the Russian Revolution? That's what their intentions were. They wanted to get rid of Tsarist, monarchism. When the country was starving out there, and these people were buying, $250,000 Fabergé eggs while the country was starving. They were eating themselves. I mean, during the Tsarist, the latter part of the Tsarist regime, that was the biggest case of cannibalism in world history. And what happened after that revolution? Well, they tried to do the whole, okay, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to do the for the people thing or whatever they decided. Well, that didn't work. The Bolsheviks took power, authoritarian ruled, and what happened? The country prospered under authoritarianism. And now you've got a whole people, a populace across the pond over there that actually believes that the only way that their country is ever going to prosper is if they got some ruthless, half-witted dictator up there telling them what to do. And it's a shame.
Heading. That's exactly where we're heading. Shit's going to collapse here, and then we're going to fall into a fascist, socialist regime. I like to call them globalists because it's a global socialist program. And then we are going to have a military dictator. I mean, have you heard of PDD 51? The president already has dictatorial powers. So I mean, that's where we're heading, and plan to see it within the next couple of years. We are going to turn into a socialist military regime, and that's when it will get better. See, they're gonna give us a solution, and we're gonna say, why the hell did we do that? Just like
with all due respect, Resistance, and I appreciate your passion on this subject matter, but the American people don't care. I mean, they don't give a rat's ass.
I'd agree. I would definitely agree. That's the problem. That's why we're actually here talking tonight.
So that's why I went into this chat room, and I swear on anything that I deem holy, this happened. I mean, I don't want to mention the community that I went to and voice chatted on because I don't want to give anybody any kind of free advertising. But, I mean, I went in here and I was flabbergasted to be, there's one of these chat rooms that they have the opportunity to kick your ass out if they don't like you, I guess. And they kicked me out for asking a question. I just want to know, with all due respect to the alternative media, sector of, I guess, that frame of thought, I mean, there's a lot of fear-mongering, a lot of scary propaganda coming from that end of the spectrum, but there's no solutions. Even if half the malarkey that the alternative media puts out was true, I mean, there's no solutions. And to me, in my personal opinion, I think that most of the alternative media are nothing but a bunch of people just trying to capitalize off a bad situation. I mean, yeah, we already know it's going to pot. It's an ideological battle. Feminists and liberals, they've hijacked America. They've hijacked the American frame of mind, But what's unfortunate is that you've got people, and this is why I don't agree with Alex Jones and all these other characters. I'm talking about all of them, every single one of them. Because every time they come up on here and claim that they have some revelation out here, they want to sell another video. I predicted this. Here, buy this video, buy this book. Listen to my radio program. That's why I don't give any credit whatsoever to the alternative media, because they don't have. Not only do they have no solutions or any kind of real proof about what the supposed foundations of this illusion of a supposed New World Order is, they don't even have, they just don't have any substance, with all due respect. Resistance?
Have you ever heard of Mark Kornke?
I'm sorry?
His name is Mark Kornke. He's out of Michigan. He broadcasts on probably like I don't know, half a dozen mediums. Shortwave, AM, FM, everything. It's all free. He doesn't charge. He writes books and he does make videos, but they're always free. Even his daily show is always free. And he talks about what do you actually do about it, because his show automatically assumes that you know what's going on, and he has plans on what you actually do about it. And the show is pretty interesting, so I suggest you check it out. It's called The Intelligence Report, and it's a daily show that's on about 5 hours every day. And he has a lot of the same views as yourself, but he has solutions as far as, he assumes that you understand what the problems are in today's life, and he explains how to deal with it and what to actually do about it. And it gets pretty interesting, so I suggest you Google it or something. His name was Mark Kornke, Koernkee. He's from Michigan. They call him Mark from Michigan. So I suggest you check him out. But I appreciate you taking my call tonight, so I look forward to listening in.
I appreciate your call, and thanks for the riveting commentary, even though we disagree.
Hey, it makes for a better show.
All right. Well, thank you very much, man.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Well, that's one take on it, folks. And let me tell you, and let me just go ahead and underscore what I was discussing with that gentleman, since he brought up, the conspiracy theories and New World Order and all this, hoopla that you hear about out here. All right? I mean, with all due respect to the alternative media folks, and if you happen to be a avid internet user, at some point you went across a Google video or a YouTube and you watch some of these crackpipe videos talking about reptilians and all this ridiculous malarkey. All this impending doom, and we're going to die, and, we're going to have people with guns to our heads, and they're going to come in from out of the sky, and they're going to take you from your homes, and they're going to put you in coffins and all this garbage. It's malarkey, all right? Now, don't get me wrong, folks. Do not get me wrong. I think there is something gravely wrong here in America. I believe that it's not only prone to America, but it's, generally in the westernized communities out here. It's feminism and liberalism. And don't get me wrong, I think that it's infiltrated every part of our mechanisms of government, our mechanisms of social interaction. I think it's infected everybody's mind out here. And I think that they're utilizing, the liberals and the feminists, they're utilizing this to implement possibly some sort of authoritarian type of quasi-socialist communist horse crap here in America. I don't deny that, all right? I've been saying this since I started this damn program. All right, I saw this crap. I mean, I predicted this damn economic collapse. And if you don't believe me, go take a look at the archive. But to sit here and say that it's just, some people out of the darkness or secret societies or, the church, I've heard a few of those, the Federal Reserve and all these people, well, I don't know what to tell you, folks. It's not going to happen, all right? There's no way they can control every single part of the damn world at gunpoint. It's not going to happen. The fellow that called in, that even suggested the notion of a new world order, he even said himself, they're rioting in Greece. The damn Greek government's about to topple right now. And there's supposed to be a new world order, huh? That's why I don't give any of the alternative media folk any type of credibility. Even though I've been asked, folks, and I'll be frank with you, I've been asked by the alternative media folk to be interviewed. Because they're right. They're right. They do believe in a lot of the things that I believe in. I believe in freedom. All right? But I believe that we should have some sort of moral ethos that encompasses our freedom. All right? I don't believe that single-parent families should be the majority of the day. I don't think that we should have the freedom to just allow that to happen and think that we're going to have some sort of positive reaction post that type of activity. Because as we can see, folks, that type of activity has only led to the destruction of our children, the destruction of our families. You know, here we are in Christmas time, you know, the holiday season. And the holiday season used to be about family. It used to be about getting together, you know, having whatever traditional meal that it was. You get everybody at the table, you know, whether it's turkey or ham or a duck or whatever the hell it is that you eat. You're eating there, you know, you're shoveling food down your gullet. You're hearing all the stories from the family that you don't regularly have the opportunity to get together with because everybody's already taking care of their own intermediate families. And you allow the cousins, you allow everybody. I mean, that's what Christmas used to be about, folks, or holidays. If you happen to be Jewish, Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever. Trying to be politically correct here because it's stupid liberal crap. But now, you know what it's turned into? It's turned into a damn consumeristic hellhole. Okay? I mean, we are so decadent, folks. All right? And I'm not trying to say that I'm holier than thou. We're human. We're not perfect. We all have imperfections. But to sit here and watch the destruction of America happen right before our very eyes with all you people not having anything to say about it, this is what disgusts me. And they're utilizing liberalism and feminism to do it. These are ideas. They're not freedom. I mean, freedom means you have to put up with stuff you don't like, folks. That's freedom. All right? You have to put up with stuff you don't like. There's a balance. You have to allow people that, you know, that you would think they're crazy, they're nuts, they're stupid. You got to allow them to talk whatever the hell they think that, you know, is their perspective. But no, once you start questioning any type of feminist or liberal ideology, all of a sudden they want to suppress you. All right? They want to silence you. They want you taken off the air. And let me tell you, all you bulldog feminists that have been trying to take me off the air, you can go suck an egg. Because you ain't doing it. All right? Because I'm talking for freedom here. I'm talking for America. That's the commentary I attempt to provide because I want America back, damn it, don't you? I mean, honestly, get up off your fat ass, get up off the computer chair, or if you're on a laptop, get up off your ass right now. Put down the damn laptop. Go to your nearest mirror right now. Go to your nearest one. Do it, I'm not joking. Look at yourself right in your beady eyes right now. And ask yourself, are you going to allow this crap to happen? Are you going to allow single parents to be the majority? Are you going to allow these poor children to be robbed of their innocence because there's nobody there to take care of them? Are you going to allow all this ridiculous sexual depravity and violence to be broadcasted in our television 24 hours a day? Are you going to allow it? Are you going to allow your community to go down the proverbial toilet? Because liberalism and feminism is the majority of the day. Well, I'll tell you this right now, folks. I'm not going to sit here and allow it. I'm not going to go quietly in that good night, folks. And that's why I'm going to continue to provide commentary, true conservative commentary. Because I'm a conservative, damn it. True conservative commentary, folks, about America, about the Constitution, about preserving the very essence of humanity itself. And that's family. That's what I'm about. I'm trying to help people out here with this commentary, whether you agree or disagree with the things I say. Just take what I say and take it with you. You know, take some of these observations that I'm sitting here witnessing right before my very eyes, and you take it with you when you walk out there shopping for your groceries, shopping for your Christmas gifts. Take a look at people. I mean, don't be focused on the prime directive anymore. I want you to go out and observe society like it's a damn safari or something, because that's exactly what it is. It's a jungle out here. So I want all of you folks to go out there and look. And I'm telling you, folks, your own psyche is going to see the stench of absolute garbage. I mean, it's just, I'm stumbling over my own tongue, folks, because I can't believe that it seems like me and maybe a very, 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 very small percentage of people actually understand what's going on here. And that's why I emphasize so much, because feminism and liberalism are the vehicles used by these people to subjugate us, to put us against each other, to make these authoritarian-style laws and these entitlement programs that separate the family. You know, these ridiculous ideas that, let's just let 30 million illegal immigrants come into the country so that they can lower the cost of labor. Yeah, all you folks that are getting laid off right now, and I'm sorry for you folks. Let me tell you something. You're gonna see some precarious economic stuff happen here within the next year and a half, folks. You're going to be in complete awe at what's going to happen. And I predicted this, folks, and you can look back in the archives if you don't believe me. But it didn't take a brain scientist to understand that. All right? Anyway, I lost my train of thought, folks. I mean, I just can't believe that this is America. I mean, we're allowing this to happen, all right? I mean, the means of production. Do you know what that means, you morons? That means the actual machines that make the products to be sold. They're no longer in American soil. All right? They're no longer in American soil. They're in China. They're in South America. They're in Mexico. So that means we are completely dependent economically on a lot of different countries. So we're basically being puppeteered out here, and this is why I go back to the multinational corporations, all right? They were the ones that took control of this government, while all you ass-clown Americans were out there, shoving food down your gullet, watching pornography, doing all this immoral activity, philandering around on your spouses, doing all this garbage. These multinational corporations took control of the government. And now they sent the means of production outside of the United States. There are no jobs in America anymore. We're a service industry-based economy. The only thing we produce anymore are cheeseburgers and entertainment. All right? We consume more than we produce, not only as a government, but we do it personally, folks, our own personal debt. And this is why we are seeing the repercussions of all the nefarious garbage that's happening around us, folks. And if you happen to be just tuning in, I wanted to thank you for tuning in with me. You're listening to True Conservative Radio. I'm your host, the man they call Ghost, and if you happen to have anything to say, give me a call, 646-652-4869. But, folks, we are in some serious trouble economically. We're morally bankrupt. And to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the withering away of America. All right? It's not some new world order out here. You already got Russia flexing their nuts out here saying, we want to be the rulers of the world, comrade. You've already got the Chinese out here, making a ridiculous social engineering program, making 5 men to every 1 woman in China. Yeah, that's right. 5 men to every 1 woman in China, huh? That's a lot of pissed off, no mate having people. That means they're never going to find a significant other. They're never going to raise a family. They're never going to do what is natural in life. So what do they want to do? They're going to fight. They're going to want to fight somebody. They're going to want to kick somebody's ass. And believe me, China knows about this, all right? So, we've got them to where, we got these stupid, I wouldn't put anything back past these English pricks. These stupid limeys, all right? I say the word limey on this show, and I get 1,000 emails from idiots across the pond saying, oh, I can't believe you called me a limey. Hey, with all due respect, I appreciate, the cultural ideas that you put forth. I appreciate your history, this and that, but I'm an American, all right? I'm not some tea-drinking English piece of trash. All right, I'm not some, Irish Irish kilt-wearing piece of garbage. I'm an American. All right, that's what I am. All right, now I respect everybody in the international community. I respect their culture. I respect what they've contributed to humanity. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm an American, and you see, that's what most people have forgotten in America. They've forgotten that they are American people, and they should understand that this government was made for the people, by the people. But we're not participating in it, folks, and as a result, we're sitting there, with our Peter Poppers in our hand, wondering what in the blue hell happened to us. Well, I'll tell you what happened to us, folks, feminism and liberalism. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a couple of callers here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We're going to take a call from the 313 area code. You're on the air.
Oh, no, I'm just listening in, I just agree with a lot of things you're saying. I'm just listening in, though.
Oh, you're just listening in? So you want me to put you on mute?
Yes.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you listening to me, whether you're calling up, listening to me on the phone line, and just, kind of walking around with a headset, or you listen to me on the iPod. I really appreciate everybody who listens to this commentary, folks. I do not do this, unlike most of these ass clowns on the Blog Talk Radio Network or on the Internet. They're all trying to capitalize on something, and that's why I'm so critical about these supposed alternative media jagoffs that are out here trying to sell a DVD, that are out here trying to sell a book, that are out here trying to sell this. I'm providing free commentary, all right? I'm not out here trying to be, some corporate mogul, some rock star, media star, none of this garbage that you see from these ridiculous characters around these parts. I'm just trying to provide commentary in hopes of trying to maybe have somebody provide maybe some of the commentary to somebody else and paying it forward. Because we still need to believe in America, all right? That's what we need to do. We still need to believe in America. And that's what I'm about. I'm not out here trying to, sit here and go quietly and have good night. The American dollar is going to be worth diddly. And if there's one thing I did agree with that New World Order character that, called earlier, resistance, the thing is that there is going to be an economic collapse. The numbers show it. All right? If you look back at history, you idiots, you'd realize that the Great Depression, the footing for the economic collapse of that particular generation has already happened right now. The only reason that we haven't seen the recourse of all the economic backlash of all the consumption we've done is because we, as an American people, are too stupid to read the writing on the wall. So when we spend a dollar bill, the only thing that makes that dollar bill worth a damn is our thought, our mind. Our mind believes that, oh, yeah, that's really worth something. It ain't worth diddly anymore, you idiot. And that's why I'm so critical about the American public. Because, folks, I'm telling you, this is going to be your last good Christmas. After this, you're going to see some precarious crap. You're already seeing it. You got AT&T laying off people. You got, Dow Chemical Company laying off all kinds of people. Retail stores that hired all kinds of seasonal jobs are not seeing all the seasonal sales, so they're laying off those people. They're laying off everybody out here. And what are we left to do? Well, they didn't provide us with a decent economic climate, did they, folks, huh? These multinational corporations, and I blame them, folks. If you want anything to be done, we need to put focus on sole proprietor businesses, all right? We need to put focus on scientists and innovators and inventors. This is the emphasis. If we were going to give $850 billion to anybody, We should have given it to the most brilliant minds on the face of this planet, on the face of America, and asked them to provide us with solutions for needs that we're going to have in the future. I mean, this is what we should have done here. I mean, we shouldn't have just given $850 billion to the financial institutions that caused this economic debacle, but everybody did it. I mean, I was up here red mad. I was out here breaking stuff on the air because I did not want this damn bailout package to happen. I tried to call all my state representatives, or my senators, my congressmen. I called all of them. Of course, they had their little stupid teenage little aide answer the phone saying, "Oh, well, okay, we'll go ahead and take that into consideration." And what did? They still voted for the damn bailout package, and they sold not only us out, but they sold your great-great-great-grandchildren out. So my point is, folks, is that there is going to be an economic collapse. And I'm not trying to be hyper-sensationalist about it. All right? I mean, I'm not saying, hey, go to the banks, take out all your money. That's not going to do you any good. All right? It's not going to do you a bit of good. You might as well hope that, something happens here, innovation starts happening, hopefully, the $700 or $850 billion bailout package, kind of creates a prop for the next 10 years, so maybe it can prolong the agony or something. I don't know, but something needs to be done. In my opinion, I think that we should have focused on sole proprietor businesses, scientists, inventors. I think we should have emphasized an investment. If we were going to make an investment in anything, we should have made it in that arena. But instead, what do? We just gave it all away to these ass clowns that sold us down the river a long time ago. And this is why I'm so critical about the American people. And that brings us to our next subject, folks. It's about 1:40 in the morning here in Texas where I'm located at. And it is the early beginning of National Gay Day, or Call In to Gay Day, or some crap like this, where all the gays in America are going to call in from work, and they're going to say, I'm gay, I'm going to go ahead and just stay home today and, philander around because, well, the people of California spoke, I mean, look, folks, I'm not anti-gay, all right? I just don't want to see it out in the streets, all right? And you see, that's what liberalism wants, all right? Liberalism and feminism, they're not going to be happy until there's oral copulation between two men happening across the street from an elementary school, all right? And you see, folks, and this is what's upsetting to me about this whole gay day concept, that, I'm going to go ahead and call in gay. I mean, what is that going to prove? What, you're talking against the people who spoke? This was voted on in the state of California, you idiots. I mean, this is supposed to be the most liberal state in the union out here. And the people said, you know what, we had a whiff of gay marriage, we had a whiff of this crap, and we don't like it, we don't want to see it anymore. Get rid of it. And it's their state's rights to do so. The people spoke, damn it. Now, what in the hell are these gays protesting about? I mean, can somebody explain this to me, folks? I'm not trying to be anti-gay here, all right? I mean, if you want to, participate in, sodomy and, all kinds of ridiculous butt-probing activity in the privacy of your own home, that is your prerogative, all right? You want to chew each other up the ass, that's your problem, folks, all right? I don't want to see it out here in America, all right? I mean, I don't want to see this crap. I don't want America to turn out to be, I don't want my neighborhood to turn out to be underground San Francisco 1979, for Christ's sake. And that's all I'm simply stating, folks. Now, look, there are plenty of states, or I shouldn't say plenty, but there are some states in the Union that allow gay marriage. All right, they're out there, folks. I mean, I think Vermont's one of them. All right? I mean, you know, look, for all the folks that are upset that, you know, California and the people of California, the liberal-minded people, that just goes to show you that liberals will turn on each other. I mean, this is what I'm telling you about this liberal ideology, folks. It's sick. It's stupid. These liberals and feminists are talking against each other. This is supposed to be California, the most liberal. I can't even underscore that anymore. All right, this is the most liberal state in the union. And what did they do? They said, you know what? We had enough. We allowed gay marriage to happen. It ran rampant. And we didn't like it. So we got motivated once it got up for some sort of a vote for the people. We didn't want it anymore. I don't see where, you know, the gays, you know, no pun intended, are getting the shaft. All right? I don't see where they're getting the shaft on this one. All right? Now, I would genuinely say something for the gays out here if they were really getting the shaft. And they're probably doing it right now. But, yeah. Anyway, but the point is that, you know, this is the people of California, all right, gay people. These are everyday people that went to the ballot box and said, look, you know, we allowed this to happen. You know, it happened. It's been happening. We don't like it, so let's get rid of it because, you know, we're the people. We live here. We're the majority. So let's get it the hell out of here. And that's what happened. So I don't know about you, but I was thinking about calling some people in my local community here, or some businesses, and see how they're going to react right now on the air. See how they react about, you know, people calling in gay. So let me go ahead and, you know, contact one of these, like, McDonald's, or, I shouldn't say anybody's name on the air, but I'm going to contact one of these businesses out here, and I want to see how favorable they're going to respond to, you know, somebody calling in gay. All right, we're going to give them a call right now, and we're going to see. Now, let me go ahead and Google some fast food joint somewhere that's open 24 hours a day, all right? Let me see. We have this one regional burger joint out here in Texas called What a Burger, and it's a fairly decent burger. I wouldn't promote them too much, but I'm going to call one of their establishments because they are open 24 hours a day, and we're just going to give them a call and see what's going on. All right, here we go. Let's just go ahead and while I'm looking for this, folks, I'm sitting here looking at the chat room, and obviously there's a lot of people that differ with me on the gay rights, or not the gay right, but the damn gay marriage issue. I mean, folks, it's not my deal. I mean, you can go to Vermont, get gay marriage all you want. It ain't gonna work. All right. Now hold on here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call somebody here. No, hold on. Let me go ahead and put that on. You know, put that on silent there real fast, folks. I'm gonna call these people right now, and I'm gonna see. All right. I'm going to see what these people are going to say about calling in gay. So I want you to type your responses in the chat room, and if you happen to be listening to me via the podcast, I'm sorry you weren't here to listen to this live, but we are going to hear live responses from businesses right now on how they feel about people calling gay. All right? Here we go. Yeah, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? Hello, can you hear me okay? Barely. Okay, hold on. How about now?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can.
Okay, has anybody called in gay at your establishment by any chance, sir?
Anyone called in what?
Yeah, well, it's National Gay Day, sir. We're doing a midnight program here on the Internet. You're actually on the True Conservative Radio Show. We're just asking any 24-hour establishments if anybody has called in gay. Because this is National Gay Day. Have you heard about this, sir?
No.
Well, people are going to protest in response to the California's voters' decision on gay marriage. Are you familiar with that, sir?
Yeah.
Well, they voted against gay marriage, so all the gay marriages that happened in California within the past year and a half, they're now null and void because of the people's vote. And as a protest, the gay community has asked all homosexuals in the gay community to not to go to work today. It's been all over the news, and we just wanted to see if anybody's called in gay.
No.
Nobody's called in gay?
Nope.
Are you gay by any chance?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much, sir. Well, as you can see, you know, that just goes to show you. I guess not everybody's calling in gay. Just wanted to see if anybody called in gay. I'm just unbelievably flabbergasted that the gay community is backlashing at the people. You know, they're backlashing at the people of California because, look, they voted, all right? They voted. I mean, you know, isn't that what America is supposed to be about? I mean, look, the people said, okay, look, we got a whiff of it. Smells like, you know, a urinal. We don't want it. All right? And that's all there is to it. So, you know, it just, I mean, I don't understand what this, I'm going to call in to work gay today. That's what I'm going to do. So what? I mean, if you want to go get married in Vermont, for Christ's sake. I mean, you know, ever since I heard that, you know, Vermont is, you know, having gay marriages out there like they're going out of style, you know, all of a sudden, I stopped buying maple syrup. No, I was only kidding, folks. I'm just joking. All right? But you know what? You're right. I should call some people in California, but you know what? I'm not going to do it because, you know, you notice the lack of any kind of personality? I mean, did you notice the roboticness of this person that was on the telephone I was trying to ask some questions to? That's the majority of America, folks. I mean, that's the American personality right there, all right? I mean, that's what's happened. And you see, here we go again. You know, I got some people in the chat room saying, oh, what does it matter? What does it matter? What does it matter if there's gay marriage? Who cares? I don't care. All right? I'm from Texas. We don't have that kind of crap down here, all right? And if we do, we'll put it to a vote to the people, and they'll vote just like the most liberal state in the union. They're going to vote no, all right? That's just all there is to it. That's the American way. Why are the gay people getting so bent out of shape out of this? I mean, you know, I mean, this is the process of how this works. Just because they didn't like the outcome, they're just going to keep pissing and moaning about it? Go to Vermont, damn it. All right, go make some maple syrup. You know, put it in your damn poop chute. I mean, I don't care. All right? I don't care what people do in the privacy of their own home, okay? I just don't want to see underground San Francisco, 1979, in regular everyday America. I don't want to see oral copulation happening between two men across the street from an elementary school. I don't want to see this crap. But these damn liberals and these feminists, they want to see it. They're advocating it. They're forcing it down our throats. I mean, if you don't believe me, folks, take a look at what's happening here in America. Single-parent families are now the majority of the day. And we're just sitting back, oh, don't worry about it. It's just social evolution. I mean, we're trying to justify this crap. I'm not justifying it. These liberals are trying to justify it. These feminists who equate woman liberation with women shitting out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers, that's woman liberation. Women who have about 5 or 6 different divorces out here, that's woman liberation. All right? I mean, you know, you're looking at it, and just take a look at pop culture. Take a look at the media. What do they say? Oh, This ass can be yours if the price is right. Take a look at the commercial for Christmas, you idiots! That's what it's saying. That's a consequence of the feminist movement. And that's why I am a proud anti-feminist. All right? I'm proud of it. I don't care if anybody doesn't like it. Feminism and liberalism has ruined America. This is why you got people on their knees begging for their own socialism, folks. This is why you got people out here walking around not knowing their asses from their elbows out here. I'm telling you right now, if the boob tube, and I'm talking about the television, if the television said, hey, you can go and take a, you can take a long walk off a short pier, these idiots will do it. If the television said, hey, go drown a fish, these idiots would go try to drown their stupid goldfish. I mean, if the television said, go lick the bacon bits out of a bum's ass crack, they'll go and do it, for Christ's sake! And I'm not joking! We're that stupid! And that's why I'm so critical, folks. That's why I'm so critical of the American people. You don't care about America. If you're just sitting there and you're consuming and you're not doing anything to preserve the Constitution, the integrity of this country, to preserve the moral ethos, you're not doing a damn thing, and you're no different from these damn Karl Marx-worshipping pieces of communist crap. I can't believe this crap. I can't believe that this is America. Can you? Huh? Can you look at yourself in the mirror while you walk outside and walk around in the same environment as these ridiculous half-witted people that don't even understand the ideology that's manipulating their thoughts? How can you do it? How do you do it? Because let me tell you something, folks, I have a hard time doing it. I have a hard time seeing my country being destroyed. I have a hard time knowing that there is an economic pending danger based on empirical and historical evidence, and everybody's still spending like it's 1999, for Christ's sake. I just don't understand it, folks. I try. And that's why I do these broadcasts. I try in hopes of getting across some folks out there, getting some people to understand where I'm coming from, to understand where I'm trying to suggest that the commentary. I mean, I'm a conservative, damn it. I'm a conservative. And you see, look at this BTR middays here, flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard, calling me a right-wing wacko because I want morality in America, because I love the Constitution, because I love America, the American way. Remember that? Wasn't that Superman's credo? Truth, justice, for the American way? I mean, this is what I'm saying. But you see, you morons, with all due respect, you're just sitting there and allowing this to happen. You're allowing the liberals and the feminists to control your mind. Your thoughts are not even yours. And if you don't believe me, go take a look at some stupid liberal or feminist try to debate somebody with substance, all right? Whenever you hear a debate and there's a liberal involved, notice all the personal attacks, the red herrings, the logical fallacies, the methods of agitation. There's no substance because they can't provide substance to this ridiculous garbage. Because they don't know. They're just regurgitating nothing but a bunch of talking points that some other liberal regurgitated to somebody else. All right? And this is liberalism and feminism, folks. This is it. This is the same people that talk all this tolerance talk. But once you start questioning their ideology, they want to shut you up like an authoritarian. Huh? The true authoritarian roots start to come about. Yeah. Anyway, 646-652-4869. We're going to take another caller. The 248 area code, you're on the air.
Hey, how are you?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. Are you a liberal agitator? Are you a liberal agitator? If you're a liberal agitator, I'm going to take your damn phone number and I'm going to put it in every damn men's urinal from here to the end of I-35.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just
No, I'm just saying, look, if you disagree with me, that's fine. You disagree with me. Don't be a liberal agitator that's going to sit here and try to think that you're so cute and think that you're so great, and you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to disrupt this show by acting like some stupid pansy ass playing for the pink team. Or I'm going to do, you know, something to make my own self-esteem feel better because this man is projecting the truth to me. What? What is your question?
Thank you for letting me talk.
Can you just state your question? Can you just state your question, please? It sounds like you're on the.
My question is.
What is it?
Wow. Is this a BTR show or is this, you know, just you and all you and nothing but you?
Can you just get to the point?
My point is.
See, you don't even know your point. You see, you're one of these liberals that don't even know.
I'm lost. I'm lost at words.
You know why you're a loss of words? Because you don't even know your own words before you say them. You're a stupid liberal long-hair, probably, that called up here probably to agitate. Now, go ahead and say what you're going to say, sir.
Wow. F you.
Oh, F you.
You know, I was on your boat for most of this show, but after listening to you talk to me the way you did, fuck you.
What, you get your little feelings hurt? Oh, that's a real liberal thing, huh? Oh, you hurt my feelings. Let's just go ahead. We're going to silence you. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a break. Look, if you got your feelings hurt, you should have said what you had to say. You started bumbling around. You started saying, hello? And you sound like one of these stupid liberal agitators that I usually get calling this show on a consistent basis. And because I called his ass out, all of a sudden his little fruity pansy-ass panties went in his little fruity ass, and he didn't know what the hell to do. I mean, he was stumbling over his own tongue like George Michael caught in a shit stall in a damn park bathroom. You stupid piece of crap. This is what I'm saying about these liberals, folks. This is what I'm talking about. Liberals, feminists, this is what you get. You get no type of discourse whatsoever. I gave this idiot the opportunity to talk. I gave him the opportunity to say his piece. And what the hell did he do? He didn't do a damn thing. He just sat there and sounded like he just popped out of the anal passage of Richard Simmons or some crap. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why he didn't know what to say, because he doesn't know diddly. And this is the majority of America, folks. This is the majority. And if he got his feelings hurt, what he should have done, instead of saying, oh my God, F you, and running away, he should have yelled louder than me and say, hey, wait a minute, you idiot. I believe in you. I understand. I'm just as upset as you are. But no, he didn't do that, did he, huh? He did what every other liberal and feminist would do. Oh, I'm just yeah. That's what he did. And it's a shame. I mean, it really is a shame, folks. I'm not trying to make a joke out of this. I'm not trying to make light of this. I mean, this program is very serious. It's as serious as a heart attack. But, what sickens me, folks, is, and I do these programs sporadically, okay? So all kinds of characters call up, all right? All kinds of characters, and typically you're going to have a lot of liberal long hairs and a bunch of bulldog feminists who come across my show, who stumble across it. They're like, oh my God, he's talking. He's talking ugly. Oh my God, he's talking. I don't like the way he's talking. And this is what happens, folks. I mean, we've been pussified, folks, and I hate to keep harping on this for all my regular listeners. You're probably rolling your eyes, but hey, what you just witnessed from that last caller, and it's not just that last caller, it's the majority of America, the absolute pussification, okay? The absolute pussification of America has been implemented. And it's because of these damn feminists, folks. I mean, they've hijacked the education system, folks. I mean, have you talked to your nearest high school graduate, or talked to anybody who's in public school? I mean, I challenge you, go out to a damn mall or a shopping center, and if you happen to see, somebody who happens to be of high school age, go up to them and ask them a few questions about anything, and notice the feminine physical attributes, all right, of the modern-day male youths of America, all right, the feminine physical attributes and the feminine vernacular, whenever they speak, the feminine clothes, all right. I mean, if you look at the type of attire that's being worn as the majority or the chic thing in high school nowadays, I mean, it looks like, a gay bathhouse, San Francisco, 1979. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, they have completely emasculated men, folks. Completely emasculated the American male, and that was the agenda of feminism, folks. And they've accomplished it. They've accomplished it because the liberals and the feminists hijacked every apparatus of our system. Everything from the education system, the justice system, the government, local bureaucracies out here, the nonprofit organizations. All right? I mean, they hijacked it all. And now we're living in this ridiculous pseudo-political correct, tolerant crap. You got these people that all talk this tolerance talk, but once the tolerance, starts to, deviate from the line into their ideology, once you start questioning their ideology, once again, the tolerance goes straight out the damn window. And it makes me sick. All right? I mean, it makes me utterly sick. And here we are, we're living in such a liberal and feminist hellhole that we are recognizing it on a national media scale, folks. And if you happen to have been watching the boob tube on any of those ridiculous talking heads on the television, you would have heard about National Gay Day, where people are just going to call in gay, And of course, I tried to call into some, stupid, ridiculous burger joint, and you can tell by... it sounded like a damn half-illegal immigrant who was playing for the pink team, who I was trying to question about National Gay Day. He didn't even know about it. But, of course, that's the form of protest, folks. That's the form of protest that the gays are calling for because the people of California have spoke. I mean, don't you think that, this could... I mean, instead of getting pissed off, just like that last caller did, and running off and saying, I'm gonna go tell. Instead of doing that, how come you can't just analyze why the people of California said, we don't want this anymore? Why don't you try to get to the root of the problem and talk to the people instead of protesting and say, oh yeah, I'm not coming to work. I'm not going to work. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it, folks. I don't. Anyway, we got about 22 minutes left in the program. If you'd like to call in, go ahead, 646-652-4869. All right, and hey, look, I know that the last caller may have, got his little fruity-ass panties and garter belt in the bunch because, well, he thought he could be a little cute. He thought he could do a little prank call, and then when I called him out on it, what happened? He started stumbling over his own tongue like John Edwards trying to explain the morality of hospice adultery. And they can't. You see, I mean, this is the mentality of the liberal. The liberal will do anything. They're that stupid. They're that naive. They're that gullible. All right, I mean, hell, they're following liberalism and feminism. That just goes to show you how gullible they are. They're stupid. I mean, that's all there is to it. All right? I mean, if you're a liberal and you're a feminist, you're a stupid moron. I'm sorry to say it. Even you so-called pseudo-intellectual feminists and liberals, you're idiots. You have no substance to the foundation of your philosophies. It's pure authoritarianism. Why don't you just admit it, all right? Why don't you admit your roots? Why don't you admit that feminism and liberalism is rooted in communism? And you can YouTube it, folks. YouTube feminism and notice how many feminists make references to Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, the creators of communism. I mean, notice how they kiss their asses. All right? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. And then you got liberals out here don't even know what the hell, they don't know whether they're coming or going, all right? You know what liberalism to me is? You know, some idiot, you know, finds his favorite liberal, you know, and whether that's through the internet, the boob tube, you know, some idiot finds his favorite liberal and just regurgitate whatever that liberal says, all right? That's all it is. That's all liberalism is, folks. I'm telling you, there's no substance to liberalism. It's just some fat cottage cheese-ass, cheese-whiz guzzling, red-headed, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten stepchild moron that's out here regurgitating what some talking head on the television or on the radio or on the internet is saying. All right? It's stupid. All right? I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, I just don't understand what's going on with this America, folks. I mean, we've lost our moral compass, so to speak. I mean, we're morally bankrupt. It's no wonder why we're economically bankrupt. We don't care. We don't care. And that's why I'm so critical about the American public, folks. The American public sucks. It's the American public's fault that all this is happening, folks. The economic collapse, the moral depravity, sexual images and violent images being broadcasted on our television set. The reason why this Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator on Dateline can go to any city in America and capture about 50 of these stupid morons from all walks of life trying to be predators on children out here. All right? This is why this is happening, folks, because of liberalism and feminism out here. This ridiculous ideology. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. I know everyone out here that's a liberal, right now they're upset, you know. Their panties are in a bunch, all right? They're out here, you know, pissing and moaning. They're in my chat room right now, and I see them all the time. They email me too, folks. You know, they throw all kinds of hate mail. I had one feminist say that she wanted to rip off my head and menstruate down my throat, which is the most grotesque and disgusting reference I've ever heard. But with all due respect, when it comes to originality, that's the first original thought I've ever heard from a damn feminist or a liberal. Because prior to that, it's usually nothing but a bunch of regurgitated nonsense that somebody else said. That's all there is to it. And, folks, that's why I try to provide commentary in hopes that I can get some of you folks to understand where I'm coming from. We don't have to agree, folks. That's freedom, all right? That's freedom. We don't have to agree. I mean, there's issues that I'm sure that maybe you disagree with me on. I'm sure there's many issues that I disagree with you on, folks, but we can learn from each other. We can provide commentary. You know, you can understand my observations that I'm witnessing out here based on my political commentary. You can understand why I come up with the ideas that I do. Because it's plain right there in our faces, folks. It's right there in our faces. And people are willingly submitting this crap. They're willingly submitting to liberalism and feminist ideology. You know, and the funniest thing about feminists is that, you know, these idiot broads, with all due respect, these stupid bimbos that are, you know, calling themselves feminists, they think that they're liberating themselves by whoring themselves out, by becoming subliminal prostitutes, because that's what the modern-day woman has turned out to be in the westernized world, folks. And if you don't believe me, why don't you take a look at the children's television programming, you know, the Hannah Montanas and the Britney Spears and the Beyonce Knowles. Listen to the music, folks. They're not hiding it from you. They're saying, hey, if you want to be with this ass, it can be yours if the price is right. That's what it is. That's what it is. And look, hey, BTR, if you want to call up again. I'll take your call. I'll take your damn call. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of anybody, folks. I will make any liberal look like a mental midget, all right? I will provide so much substance on the debating table that any liberal or any feminist will look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack because they're not going to know what to say. Because how can they say it? How can they justify, allowing sexual depravity and violence being broadcasted on our television 24 hours a day? How can they justify not shielding our children from sexual predators and sexual images and violent images? I mean, how can they call that? How can they justify that? They can't, folks. And that's why you're not going to get nothing out of a liberal other than agitation. This is an ideological battle, folks. I'm a conservative. You're a true conservative. I hope so. What does it mean to be a conservative? It means that you want to preserve the very foundation of life itself. The thing that keeps human beings going through the most oppressive times in world history, when we were serfdoms, or we were under serfdom, we were slaves, when we were oppressed. What kept people going? It was family. Family, folks. And the whole foundation of the family has been destroyed thanks to the very ideologies that are in dominance today. They ruined it. They broke the family, folks. The single-parent families are the majority of the day. And that's not good. That's why. And then you wonder why our children are going into schools blowing each other up, going into shopping malls just shooting people out for no reason. Participating in deviant activity like scarfing. And if you're not familiar with scarfing, try to look up what the blue hell that is. Folks, we're losing children to this ridiculous activity, folks. And why are they participating in this crap? Because there's no parents. The parents aren't there to guide the children anymore. Where are they at? They're not there, folks, because of liberalism and feminism. And this is why, we had this... if you happen to have been listening to the show earlier, folks, we had somebody named Resistance. As a matter of fact, I still think he might be in the room. If he's not, I'm sorry. But he called up and tried to suggest this concept that I hear a lot on the Internet. These conspiracy theorists that say, it's the New World Order, all right? The New World Order is going to be a Orwellian 1984 New World Order. No, it's not, folks. Okay? It's impossible that global order cannot be implemented on the earth. We've got too many divisive issues, all right? There's culture, there's religion, there's race. Hell, we're so stupid we'll start killing each other for different hair color. There's no way that they can establish any kind of global order out here. We'll just go into chaos. So for all these idiots like Alex Jones and these reptilian morons and, all these stupid conspiracy theorists out here, I'm calling you out, all right? I'm calling Alex Jones out. I'm calling David Icke out. I'm calling all those pricks out. All you are is a money-making racket, all right? You don't provide any solutions whatsoever to your supposed illusion of a new world order. Your supposed, illusion of dark forces or secret hands or whatever you claim is running the so-called society out here. You're fear-mongering pieces of garbage, and you're not helping one bit. And on top of which, you're profiting, huh? You have a new damn video every time you turn, huh? You're capitalizing on the very system you claim to be so corrupt. You're an idiot, all you. Because it's not any new world order, folks, all right? It's not some authoritarian authority that's going to come in from out of the sky and come into your home and put a gun to your face. No. It's ideas, all right? It's a battle of ideas. It's a battle of ideology, folks. And we're witnessing it right here in America. Liberalism and feminism is ruining us, folks. It's ruining America. It's ruining the Constitution. It's ruining our freedom. Freedom. What the hell does that mean anyway? Because, you got the liberals and the feminists. They've distorted freedom. They've redefined freedom. And I'll tell you what they've redefined it as. Oh, you can talk about anything you want. You can do anything you want. You can, if you want to have oral sex between the two of the same sexes in the streets, it's okay. You want two males kissing, that's all right. Hey, but wait a minute. Once you start questioning liberalism or feminism, well, no, we're going to have to silence you. We can't tolerate that. We can tolerate everything else, but anybody who's questioning our ideology. It is a battle of ideas! So how do you combat this, folks? How do you combat liberalism and feminism? Don't acknowledge it. Don't accept it. Preserve some moral ethos in your family. And how do you do that? Promote family. If you see families walking down the street, a man, a woman, children, go over there and say you have a great family. You should be very lucky and very proud. Because that's what we need to preserve out here. That's the essence of humanity. It's family. And when we don't have family, that's when ideas can control us all. They can socially engineer us. They can, reinsert ideas into our head to make the social ills the social norms. And that's exactly what they've done up to this point, folks. They've made single-parent families the majority of the day. They've made divorce, running rampant out here. They've turned women voluntarily, they have voluntarily turned women into subliminal prostitutes and nothing but objects. It's sick. And we've let it happen. We let it happen. So, all you stupid alternative media ass clowns, you Alex Joneses, and all you David Ikes, and I hope that some of you New Age media ass clowns are listening to this show. You email this show to that piece of crap. I'm calling him out. He is a fearmonger, and that's all he does. He provides no solution whatsoever. He fails to acknowledge that this is all ideas. That feminism and liberalism has ruined us, folks. It's emasculated the males. It's made us convert and accept mediocrity, even below mediocrity, for Christ's sake. Dumbness. We can't even make decisions for ourselves out here. Oh, look at this. I got to get the new technological gadget. And what does that do? It breaks down in 6 months until they force you to go buy another one. I mean, how many times are you going to be kicked in the ass before you start realizing that you need to do something to preserve the integrity of America? When are you going to realize that? Stop blaming outside forces. Oh, it's the New World Order. Oh, it's this, it's that. It's you idiot. It's you. It's you that didn't do a damn thing, and now we're seeing the results of it. And you see, people are having a hard time dealing with it. I know I am. I'm having a hard time dealing with this garbage. I'm having a hard time dealing with the destruction of America. But folks, when you start thinking about it really critically, I mean, we did this to ourselves, folks. I mean, we allowed it to happen. So if we allowed this to happen, why are we complaining about it? I mean, the reason I'm complaining about it, folks, is because I lived the conservative lifestyle all my life. All right, I'm still with the same woman I married a long time ago. I've raised children. I've raised grandchildren. I've passed on moral ethos to both generations. None of my teen daughters ever got pregnant as a teenager. All right? I mean, I understand what the true meaning of life is, and it's being with your family. And you think about that as we approach closer and closer into the holidays here. It's about your family, folks, because without them, who are you? You are nothing. You're just some imbecile wandering around wondering what the hell is your purpose in life. That's what you are. And that's what everybody's running around doing right now in America, and it's because of feminism and liberalism. And people need to start talking about this on a serious level.
You know, I mean, we need to really start talking that this is an ideological battle. It's an ideological battle. And believe me, if we don't sit here and start understanding that and start attempting to change that from the grassroots, then we are going to see the quasi-socialist communist America that seems to be in that sunrise picture that I hate to say was in Obama's little campaign imagery, if you will. I mean, we need to start understanding this is our country, folks. This is the people's country. You see, the multinational corporations and the people that have manipulated the bureaucracy of this government, they understand that. So, you know, they're utilizing these mechanisms like the media. They're utilizing these mechanisms like, you know, advertisements and your own consumption patterns to force you to beg for your own socialism, to beg for your own, you know, serfdom out here. You're on your knees begging, saying, please give me another stimulus package check. Meanwhile, you don't even know what in the blue hell is on that other side of the horizon, folks. And this is why I continue to come up on here, folks. This is why I continue to do these broadcasts in hopes that I don't want you to believe in everything I say, folks. Okay, that's not America, all right? America's about freedom. We're supposed to have discourse of this nature. We're supposed to have commentary that we can agree or disagree with, because that's what provides progress. And you see, that's what America used to be about. We used to be about progress. That's what made us such a great country. Innovation, the freedom to think, our freedom of ideas. That's what created us, folks. But unfortunately, we've fallen victim to our own sloth, if you will, or for a lack of a better term. People sitting on their fat asses watching the boob tube. Folks, you know, the television is an alternate perception reality, you idiots, all right? And what that means is, you know, you got all these teenage kids that are glued on this. This is the new babysitter. And you got all these people saying, you know, like these rap stars, oh, this rap star is badass. He's from the hood. He busts caps on fools. They don't know that. That's what the TV told them. That's what the media told them. That's what the song told them. But they don't know that. That's an alternate reality perception, but they think it's real. They think these gangster rappers, these idiots that are making millions off these poor kids and just polluting their minds, they think that these idiots are actually out here, you know, involved with the horrible side effects of this society. And they're not. You see, folks, this is what it's all about, folks. We need to start looking at ourselves, folks. We are the problem. All right? I mean, and the only reason I can deduce that, the only reason I can say that, is because look around you. Look at the result of our own free will. This is our own free will at work, folks. This is our own free will. So you can't blame whoever the hell is in charge of all this ridiculous malarkey. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can complain about it, and by God, I'm complaining like hell. I am. But these people are only taking the opportunity that was given to them. These multinational corporations, these imbeciles that have sold out, these power-hungry autocrats that we sent to Washington that sold us out, they only did what we allowed them to do. So this is we're a victim of our own free will, folks. And I think that we need to start talking about that a little bit more instead of pointing the finger, all right? Now, I know that this is an ideological battle, and anybody who tries to dispute me or tries to debate me that this isn't feminism and liberalism at work, obviously you're in tune with that persuasion. But that's the root foundation of this. So don't acknowledge liberalism. Don't acknowledge feminism. Spit on it, all right? Step on it, because it deserves it. And we need to start emphasizing America again, all right? the old America, all right, the America that built this whole world, because we did build the world. We modernized the world. We're the innovators of the Industrial Revolution. We're the innovators of the technological revolution. And yet we're sitting here dumbed down, allowing this ridiculous quasi-socialist communist garbage to be implemented in today's America. This used to be the greatest country on the face of the planet, and we're seeing the consequence of us just sitting back and allowing an idea or an ideology like liberalism and feminism infest our minds and ruin our country from the inside out. And it's an absolute disgusting, despicable display of what ideology, especially those that are rooted in authoritarian communism like feminism and liberalism, what it can do to a society. And it's sad, folks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me to this spontaneous edition of True Conservative Radio. I think that I'm going to continuously do these shows on a continuous basis, folks. I might do it anytime, Monday through Friday, this time, anytime between midnight to 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, I'm going to start doing them more often, and I want to see you here, live, on a consistent basis, folks. Anyway, I thank you for tuning in with me. Check out the archive. Click the sponsors. Thank you very much, folks. Long live the conservative movement, and death to feminism.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.